with my other device trying to just go live. I didn't want to use this my device because this is actually my main line, and then when calls are coming in, you'll be doing live video and there'll be a lot of calls coming in. It tends to disturb it, and that's the reason why I always have a different device that I use for my live videos or any one of them, so that there won't be any disturbance. But hey, apparently it's not working. This thing wasn't just coming on. The connection was bad. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. Your first one here today. Let me see if I'm able. Okay, it doesn't show you for you to be able to see who is it that is joining. Yeah, you're the first one here. So it's a pleasure having you here. For those of you who remember, we've been discussing issues about business. First of all, we said why business? Why should anyone do business? Then we talked about why not business? Why shouldn't anyone do business? Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me. A bit of technical issue. I think I started like about 3 minutes late. Was trying to connect on another device, but it really wasn't going through. And so we've been talking about business. We talked about why business. We talked about why not business. We also talked about when to start business. And yesterday we started on excuses people give not to do business. We did say that there are some excuses that people would always give not to do business. They always find one thing or the other, and they will say it's because of this reason or because of that reason or one reason or the other. And those are the reasons, those are the excuses that we've been discussing, and talking about right from yesterday. Yesterday we saw some of the excuses that we discussed, things like I don't have time, I don't have money, my spouse or my partner will not support me. And we talked about the fact that a lot of people say they don't have time, but most times you find out that they are always out there using their time, either watching movies, watching series, watching football, just gisting and all of that. Hello, Kelechi, welcome. Yes, so Vevekuve. There are always a Vevekuve matters going on in Nigeria. Peace, Lambauchi. Ana Allah from Nigeria. It's a pleasure meeting you. Comfort or Tuanya. I think I haven't seen you in a few days, if I'm not mistaken. Ambrose Okenwa Chuku. Welcome from UK. And of course, Bayo Osa Emmanuel. It's always a pleasure having you. Good evening and well done. Fuck you, salam wa alaikum salam. It's a pleasure. And one of the things also we are looking at is to bring in resource people that will help us so that we all can learn. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I was just trying to give a recap of what we did yesterday. Briggs TV, I see you. Good evening to you also. A recap of what we did yesterday, talking about excuses people give not to do business. And some of these excuses we said are things like I don't have time, I don't have money, my partner will not support me. And we said, yes, some people say they don't have time, but yes, they have all the time in the world to watch all the series in the world. They have time to follow football season to season, and also they spend their time gisting on social media and all of that, but the little time that they will devote towards looking at doing a business, that's when they will say no, they don't have time. Indeed, they do have time, but it's just they are not using the time the way they should. Okudi Precious, good evening to you. Mark Chukwebuka from Ajengule, good evening. And it's a pleasure having you all here, and I do appreciate you all being here. It's inspiring, it's motivating, and it makes everything look interesting. By the way, let me just give tomorrow, Let's Do Business with Aisha Yesufu will not be holding. I'm going to be on transit, so I will not be able to have a live session, but hopefully on Saturday we continue with our discussion. Today we've talked about we'll continue with excuses people give not to do business. From yesterday, we heard the excuse. Another excuse people give is they do not have money. We say you don't need money to start money. You need ideas. So get out those ideas. pick up a pen and paper, begin to put them there, put them in writing, begin to work towards them. Before you know what's happening, you will have a business, and you actually do need money to improve, escalate your business, to scale up your business, not necessarily to start your business. I know a lot of people always find that difficult. One of the biggest problems that businesses have is usually over capital. When there's too much money, people begin to make all sorts of mistakes and they forget to actually do the right thing. Miss Cherry Coco, it's always a pleasure having you. Good evening to you. Ernest James from Calabar. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here. The third excuse that we did talk about was where people say their partners do not support them, and we say have a discussion with your partner. Sometimes there's a genuine reason why your partner is not supporting you, like where I gave the story of the woman who was buying and selling things from UK, but half of the goods she always gave them out as gifts, and then she would go to her husband for more money, and the husband wasn't supporting. And I said to her, indeed, even if I am the one, I would not be supporting you. So thank you, everyone. Please, as much as possible, just hit the like button. Can we get to a time where we see the number of people will be equal to the like button, or the like button more than the number of people? We have 97 people right now. We only have 7 likes. So I think likes helps other people to see it, and we'll be able to join us, and we all end. Global World Icon, thank you so much for your kind words, and I do really appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Bayo Osa Emmanuel says, it's all good. You're merely practicing what you teach. Well taken on board. Thank you. Bim Bim, doing business in Nigeria could be scary. Absolutely, I agree with you. It could be scary, but if you just take it little at a time, protect your money, make protecting your money the first priority rather than making profit, and then you just go on. 2 people have hit the like button. Please, can we have the 100 people to please like the button? Just click it. It's not difficult, please. Yes, another person has hit that like button. You haven't. You're waiting for the next person to do it, but you haven't done it. So you also need to do it. And so, as we go on today, we're going to continue our conversation from where we stopped yesterday, and that is looking at what are the excuses that people give when they do not want to start business. Okay, we stopped at my partner does not support me. And of course, we do know sometimes there are actually reasons why partners do not support. Yeah, we have about 10%. We have 124 currently on board, and we have 12 likes. So please, can we get at least 100 people go on and like? But, yep. Okay, so I think we'll just take on and go ahead. It's already 12 minutes after 9, and I think it's about time. We have a sizable number here. Let's just take it on. Today, we'll be looking at another excuse that people give, and they said, I want to concentrate on my career, which is a very good excuse. I mean, people should be able to concentrate on their career. Ruka is saying, it would be great to know the business to do in Nigeria, especially if you're in the diaspora, because if you are not on ground and given circumstances, it's a bit of a loss. Absolutely. It's a bit of a loss. The only thing that I can say to you, if you are not in diaspora and not here, would be things like, maybe if it's not your main business, you want to build houses and put in rent. But then also I'm thinking, if you want to take the money out of the Nigerian business environment to where you are, when your conversion of the forex might be a bit funny. So honestly, I don't know, because most businesses, they need you on ground, or they need trustworthy people, and sadly that's one of the things that I've been having issues with in terms of getting people. So let's dive right into the excuses that we have. Some excuses that people give when they don't want to do business. I want to concentrate on my career. Some people will tell you that that all they're interested in is in their career. They do not want to do business because of their career. Let me tell you something. The day you receive your employment letter is the same day you should be expecting your termination letter. It can happen. That is a what if. So people should always, while you're focusing on your career, it's a good thing, no doubt about it. You will need it to grow. You need to focus on it, but you also need to understand that anything can happen, and then you can just be sitting down and you get that termination letter. What then happens? A lot of people wait until they are sacked or something, or they're fired from their jobs, or they're retrenched, or they retire before they begin to think about doing business. Business, like we've all heard, is something that can be done part-time. It's something that you can do aside. Apart from, even if you don't have the time to devote to it, I always say to people, buying things like lands, buy properties and resell them later. Buy lands, build houses, put tenants. Even if you don't want to put tenants, build houses and sell them. It's not taking so much of your time, right? It's also a business. Most time, real estate, people don't look at real estate as something. They don't look at real estate as a business, because it doesn't give you the adrenaline, it doesn't give you the bustle and trouble. Chiketa, thank you so much for the this. I just saw, this is what I'm saying. Say, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you. Well done. You're so amazing. Thank you so much, Chike Tab. And so you see a lot of people just don't look at real estate as something that gives money, real estate as a business. They always think about, oh, buying and selling or providing services. Real estate in itself is also business. So you can actually be working, but you can just also be buying lands. You buy lands, you resell them. You see, in that way, you are not having to spend so much energy and time. All you need to do, get a very good estate manager, and then continue to go on from there. So these are also things that you can do. But if you just stay and say that, oh, you're focusing on your career, you're not focused on anything else, you're not thinking about business, you're not thinking about another source of income, it's actually very risky, because what happens if they just terminate your employment? Then you now begin to run helter-skelter. After 3 months, you're unable to pay your rent. You're looking for people that are going to borrow you money to pay your rent. You can lose that job any day. I'm not praying that you lose your job today, but it can happen. It has happened to others, so it could as well. You could as well be prepared. That your colleague that lost his or her job, you're not better than that person. You do not pray more than that person. It just happened. Am I hearing someone saying it's not my portion? I asked those, whose portion is it? It's never our portion, but the best thing for you to do is to be prepared for it and ensure that you're putting everything in place. There's something they say about experience being the best teacher, but who says you have to experience it to learn from it? Learn from other people's experiences. The fact that another person has been sacked is enough for it to make you sit up and do something. And also, another thing also is that employment, is like a bottleneck. At the bottom is wider, you're all growing, but if you want to get to the top, it narrows, and only a few people can get to be at that top. So in a way, it also helps you to be able to begin to look out for your businesses that you're going to do, or one thing or the other that you're going to do. So when you think about businesses, also look at real estate as businesses. You can buy lands, you can buy properties, you can buy small land. And I did see someone say, oh, they have 2 million naira. I'm thinking of renting a bigger house or buying a car. Me Forrest, what do you have to say, ma? What I will have to say to it, so just take that 2 million naira, go and buy a landed prop. Just buy land. You can't buy house, of course. 2 million is a bit small, but look around your area. Maybe it's a new area that is coming up. Buy a land of 2 million naira and forget about it. But before you buy that land, ensure you are checking everything. You are ensuring that your the lands are intact. The document is an official land. It's not, because there's a lot of forgery, fraud that goes on in the real estate business. So when you buy that land, you forget about it. Move on to the other money. You see, this is the thing about money. If you don't have plan for your money will have plan for itself. Others will have plans for your money. The next thing you're thinking about, buying a bigger car. Why do you need a car? You are moving into a bigger house. Why do you need a bigger house? Did the number of your family increase? Do you have more number of people? Did you grow bigger in size that you need more spaces to fill? Do you now have extension of yourself and stuff like that? So you really don't need a bigger house. You really don't need a car. So why don't you just just buy a property. And a land is it's an asset. It's an asset that we appreciate over time, and that's how you begin to gather all of these assets. Anytime you get money, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, buy land. So get a very good estate person that is trustworthy, and just keep accumulating and buying those lands. And I can tell you, especially in Nigeria, lands are the easiest way to become a millionaire, a billionaire, as it goes. So that's what my advice will be. So in business, even if you are all doing the same thing, you have enough room to grow depending on you. And if you are running a business, you can all do it at your own capacity. Business is flexible. I'm still talking about those who are using excuse to say that, oh, they don't, they would rather concentrate on their career. Have a plan B, have a plan B to Z, have something else. There's no fear. Just keep doing that. You can be doing that business, you can be doing one thing or the other, and just have what you're doing. And of course, but always remember that while you're doing that business, that you're not infringing on your employer's time. Your employer has paid for his time. Don't infringe upon it. Don't deny him the time he paid for. Don't go and do the same business as your employer. No, that's shady. Do other things, and then just have something by the side to, and then you know that no matter what happens, you have something that you can fall back on. So that's something that goes there. Then the other excuse also that people give is, I don't have experience. Yes, that's one excuse that a lot of people give. They will say to you, I don't have experience to do that. Before I come to that particular excuse, let me look at some of the comments that we have here. God's time Enugu, welcome, thank you. It's a pleasure having you here. We do this 9 p.m. Every day, and that at 9 p.m. we do live. We talk about business or financial independence. But just to let you know that tomorrow I will not be coming live. So hopefully after today we're going to meet on Saturday again, in case you come in tomorrow and you're not seeing that live. So there wouldn't be live tomorrow, but we meet here 9 p.m. every day. On Sunday, however, we are going to be starting our book review, and the book we are reviewing is The Richest Man in Babylon. So please, I hope by now you've gotten that book and you've started reading it. We're going to be reviewing chapter 1 every week that we come in. We'll be reviewing one chapter of the other to check what we've learned and all of that. And also, it's going to be interactive, so you will be able to call in. I'll put it in a way, we'll be able to call in, and then we'll talk. Everybody will talk about their experience, what they've taken out from that part that they've read, and all of that. We all can read the same book, but our experiences of what we've read will be different. What we've understood will be different, and we'll be using it. And please, as you are here, kindly go ahead and hit the like button, share, and also subscribe. That will help other people to be able to see, so that they can join and we can have the conversation all going. The next excuse so can you just hold on a minute? I need to put on the fan. Just give me a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. So the next thing that we're going to look at now, the next excuse that people would give is, I don't have experience. So a lot of people just feel that, oh, okay, they don't have the experience, they don't want to start business. They look at it's also an excuse that say, well, I would say it here, there is no business person that started and was experienced. Nobody. The day you started your business, you were an inexperienced person, and you started. Even if you have been in that business, you were there maybe as an employee or an apprentice. It's a different world from when you're doing it as a business person. When you start is when you begin to get experience. So nobody has 100% when they're doing it. You learn business by doing it. You don't learn business by, talking about it, or by just reading about it, or by being close to someone who are doing it. You learn it by, just doing it. And that's the reason for me particularly, I do advise people to start small. Start small, think big. Start small, think big. Always scale it down. Start very little. As you go on, you make a lot of mistakes. You will learn from your mistakes. You will have a lot of things, that don't go right. As you go on, you're learning from them. And if it is small, it is easier for you to mitigate the loss rather than if it is big. If you're going to start business and you're starting a business of $100 million, 100 million naira all at once, and then someone else is starting from 2 million naira, and then let's say you're on the same level, if anything happens, the person starting at 2 million naira will be able to mitigate and get it on. The person starting at 100 million naira, it will take a little bit of time. So no matter what that business is, as much as possible, start it from a smaller level. Even if you're going to go into manufacturing, you will need to build a lot of houses, your factory, your equipment. It needs a lot of money. I would say start from distribution. Start selling, start buying from those who are doing it, selling to those who need it. Build a customer base so that when you start, it's always more seamless and you take it on from there. So please, let's not use I don't have experience as a reason not to do business. And also there are also people, ask people around, talk to people, and do. When I started my haulage business in 2008, I really didn't know anything about haulage business. I just knew, I had gotten a trailer. Was it two trailers that were carrying my load from the factory to my warehouse, and I just decided, okay, why don't I just do this as a business? And then what I did was I met a lot of people. I went throughout, I spoke to many people. There was one particular person I wanted to talk to, she was my also a fellow distributor, but she was never willing to share anything with me, and I left her. And it's okay. There are people that you will meet. uh uh Okay, there are people that you meet. Okay, yes, I think Miss Sherry Coco, yes, that's also a great this thing that you have here. I know I've done it just once. I think I really need to say it regularly. We all meet here. We are all strangers coming together. Please, if you're gonna do business with anyone, be sure it's at your own risk, and be sure that you really check. For me personally, I don't tell people what to do. I don't invest on behalf of people. I don't do that. The only thing I do is that I share knowledge. So please be careful. Don't be quick to share your money or go into business and all of that with anyone. But of course, you can have conversations with people if you want to. But please be very mindful. Chiqueta, thank you so much for the super that you sent in. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Chiqueta. So please, let's all be mindful. And the fact that we met here, I'm not standing in for anybody. I'm not going to ask anybody to send in money. I don't invest for anybody. And one of the things that you must always know is that, please, protecting your money is more important than making profit. I don't know if you've heard me. Let me repeat it slowly. Protecting your money is more important than making than profit. So as much as possible, please ensure that your money is safe. Ensure you're protecting your money, and that you're not just doing anything that will make your money go away. Live programs, sometimes when you are online, you feel like, oh, I've known this person, we meet here. No, you don't know the person. You think you know the person, but actually you don't really know the person. So please be careful when you are making any this thing online. Okay, so apologies, I'm just trying to, I think my battery is a bit low. I forgot to charge it, but I'm doing that right now. And so when I was talking about my haulage business that I started, knew nothing about it, went around, spoke to people, I talked to everyone, from people who load and offload, to the people to mechanics, to the people who are in the business, to the people who are in transport business. And then you do sort of like get a lot of knowledge, but it's still not enough. When you start it, there are still a lot of things that you're going to learn on your own. Titi, carry on. She said, Allah is your strength. Amen. Lias Momo, thank you so much, Obilu. Bayo is saying, are the assurance indemnifying insurance companies interested in insuring low capital investment like buying and selling, or is it at owner's risk? Well, so it depends on, there are quite a number of insurance that do insure. So you meet them and work with them. For example, some that you insure your goods. For me personally, every good in my warehouse is insured. You understand? All the goods at my warehouse are insured. My buildings are insured. Even when I'm building, when I get to a particular stage where I get it insured. So for me, yes, even though you end up spending so much money year in, year out, but it gives me a peace of mind that I really appreciate. So I don't joke with my insurance. So of course, here there are insurance companies out there that are going to insure. But the thing is that the higher the risk, the higher your, is it, what do they call that thing? Is it premium? What's that thing that you pay on insurance? So the higher it is. So that's the way you're doing. Ali, you say you're really trying, giving out all your best. Thank you so much. You can be amen. May Allah strengthen all of us. Mohammed Aleji Jere, happy Salah to you too. Osita Dimma, hello and welcome. Victor Inyag, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you here. And please, here we talk about business here. We all meet here. I'm not, how do I put it? Whatever you're doing here, please, is at your own risk. We're all just meeting here, having a conversation. Don't go into starting business with anyone that you've not done your due diligence on. I'm not saying don't do it at all. But at the same time, I'm not saying do it. One of the things you always must think about is, how do you protect your money? Unfortunately, we have a lot of fraudulent activities going on, and it's always a part of the things that have really killed business in Nigeria. Otherwise, we all would have really been growing if we had businesses, if we had people who are who just have integrity and are trustworthy, even when it comes to the business owners, when it comes to the workers. Because there are a lot of people who have money, they don't have time to do business, and there are a lot of people who are doing business that need money. Imagine, that would have been a perfect way for people with money. We bring them into people with business and they will share profit. But hey, people usually are not honest, and so every one of us keep suffering. The next excuse that I'm going to be looking at is the one that says, I don't have qualification. There are people who believe that, oh, you might probably need an MBA to do business. It's not like that. All you need in business is common sense. It's a bit of experience. It's a bit of your ability to learn. It's a bit of having an open mind. It's a bit having the kind of mindset that look forward to everything and learning from everything and taking, calculated risks, not reckless risks. So everyone can do business. And then there are others who feel they are overqualified to do business, or they are too big to do certain business. I see a lot of that often. Some people think that, oh, that business is beneath them. No business is beneath you. You can grow it to whatever level you want to grow it with. You can start a business as a tailor with just your one sewing machine, doing business, and that business, you can, from there you can end up importing containers of sewing accessories. It all depends on you, how you want to grow your business, how far you want to go, the kind of risks you want to take, the kind of all that you want to give to that business. So no business is beneath you. So I had a friend of mine who was also in the haulage business and a motivational speaker. She told me about a young man who is a pharmacist, and what he does is that he buys grains and supply manufacturing companies. He came to her looking for trailers to transport 600 tons of soya beans, and 600 tons of soya beans is about 20 trailer loads of soya beans. He's a pharmacist. He's not uneducated. So, and he's doing that business. He's buying and selling. He's going around, villages, village markets, getting all of these grains together and selling them to manufacturing industry. So you cannot say you are too educated to do all of that. Myself, myself, I have a master's in pharmaceutical microbiology. 2007, I was actually doing my PhD. I would have finished if not for this school that were just misbehaving, and I got angry and I walked out from it. So it doesn't take anything from me. I'll go and stay in my shop in the market. I'll stay in my warehouse. I will learn all of that. It took nothing away from me. So don't think you're too educated for business, or some people think that, oh, petty trading, like some people call it. It's all about you and what you want to do with it. I would like to say here that excuses are like shoes, and you always find the one that fits. And if you don't want to do something, you will find 1,001 valid reasons not to do it. Each one of those reasons will be sounding better than the last one. It is left for you to just throw away these excuses and get down to it and begin to do, begin to do something. Aliyu said to say learning or learning and relearning is very important in order to go. Absolutely. You said it all. You have to learn. Don't keep on to ideas that you've learned and say this is the only way. No, there are always several ways. So you learn, you unlearn some of the things that you've learned before that you thought were the absolute truth, and you find out that no, it's really not that, or they could be better. And then you relearn other good things also that are out there for us to do. So it's always having an open mind. It is no longer the industrial age. When we were in the industrial age, that was when what you learned or what you knew was what you use. But in the information age, information changes like this. I mean, things go obsolete within seconds, some within hours, some within days or months, or a few years. And so we just have to constantly learn, and your ability to learn new things is what is really moving you on. Bayo said being a graduate and a professional and equally engaged in perpetuity is a value added degree. Absolutely, it's a value, but you'll be shocked at many people that don't look at it that way. People feel it's something to be ashamed of, like you're doing business. You're like, oh, you are just selling things, you are just in the market selling things, because it's trading is always usually looked upon as the job of people who are not educated. And so that's the way a lot of people are treated. People will prefer white collar jobs where they will go to office, even if they are paying them as little as 100,000 or 150 or 200,000. They would rather take that. Meanwhile, there's a petty trader they are looking down upon, who is making a profit of that 100, 200,000, maybe in a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week. And so that's just, some people don't look at it that way. So there's always something. And I do say to some people, even if you don't want to do the petty trading, do real estate, buy land. I remember when I used to buy land, there's one lady, they called her Aisha Ainau. I never met her anyway, but I heard about her. She bought land. That was her business, constantly buying lands all the time. You can just buy land, leave it there. Later on, you can sell it. Later on, you can build on it. Later on, you can turn it into a rental property, build it and turn it into rental property. But just ensure that you have something that you are working on. Just don't stay like that. So yeah, that's a conclusion of the excuses that people give not to do business. Remember, we started those excuses yesterday, and we mentioned I don't have time, I don't have money, my partner does not support me, I want to concentrate on my career, I don't have experience, I don't have the qualification, or with my qualification, I can't be doing that. So if you have other excuses that where people are not, excuses people use not to do business, please put them here so that we will discuss them. And so this is where we're going to stop for today for the excuses. And on Saturday when we meet, then we'll start talking about type of businesses to do, because that's one question that comes up a lot. People are always asking, oh, what kind of business should I do? What kind of business should I do? So that's what we'll talk about, the types of businesses. In the course of all of this conversation, I've mentioned quite a few of them, but we'll go in depth in that. What kind of business can you do here? Bayo also say it's interesting to see how many of Nigeria's graduates are POS operators today, now that reality has beacon on the high rate of employment, sadly so. Yes, quite a number of them. And I can tell you those POS people, they actually do make money than a lot of of people that are doing the white collar jobs in offices. And then with business, it all stems from how big are they thinking. Some of those POS people, if they really put their heads down, they see, before you know, they can also be owning new generation kind of banks that are needed, fulfilling the need of the people, seeing how they can make things work. So it's always an opportunity when you start something. Just keep going. Although sadly, also there are a lot of people who are doing menial either jobs or businesses that they are underemployed. We have quite a number of them because of the rate of unemployment, people are forced to do certain jobs that ordinarily they shouldn't be doing. But it's always a place, and I always say to people, think about it, think big, think big. Yes, you're starting from here, you don't have to remain here. Think big and think ahead. How do you go? What do you go? What are the next thing that you can be doing? What kind of business can one do in Abuja? So that's our topic for tomorrow. There's no every business, but just to say to every one of us, I've talked about this a long time. It's not about what kind of business can you do as in a particular business. Every business is a potential billionaire maker. What you need to do first of all is to look around and say, what kind of problem can you solve in Abuja? What are the things that you see people always having struggle? Is it that they can't get good palm oil that they use to cook? Is it that people are too busy, they can't go to market? Is it that there are certain areas, oh, there are no schools there, and you feel that a good private school will work there? People have to take their families far ahead. So those are the things. Look for a problem, solve that problem, make money, fulfill a need. Or there are some ideas that you've seen other places that you think are working in Abuja. That's also another thing that will go on. But then for you, we'll continue that whole discussion. That's what we're here for. Saturday, that's exactly the topic that we'll be discussing. What kind of business can one do? And we take it on from there. But let me also reiterate to everyone that whatever you do with your money, protecting your money is more important than making profits with that money, because most time people don't think about protection of their money. We talked about IQ, the 5 financial IQ as described by Robert Kiyosaki. Getting information was one of them, and of course protecting your money was also one of them. Okay, Aliyu Said, inshallah, we hope we meet, and we meet on Saturday. So kindly tune in on Saturday, and please don't also forget on Sunday we'll be reviewing the book The Richest Man in Babylon. If you've not bought that book, please, please, please kindly go ahead and get a copy or a PDF or something of that book. Blue Farm pay investors their money, please. Well, I don't know what Blue Farm is. I don't know, but I don't think they are here. And I'm not a member of Blue Farm, so I've never heard of that name. I'm just saying it here. If they are owing money, well, you have to take it to the platform where they are for them to be able to do that to you. So I'm just trying to see the comments, and please go ahead if you have any question. Today we're going to make it 1 hour, so we have like 23 minutes to go. If you have any question, go ahead and bring them in, so let's discuss it. Alu said, I've really been a victim of fraud. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even think there's anyone person that has not been a victim of fraud. I would really like to see that person. They're always there. And the thing about fraud, I would tell you, is that you get to a place where you're carried away. You're thinking about profit. Oh my goodness, this business is such a good idea, such a great idea, and then you get carried away in the moment. You're thinking of all the profit you make. Don't think about the profit you make in any business. Think about how do you protect your money. If you go through with that way, you will be less likely to fall into the hands of fraud. So always think of protecting your money. Never think of the profit that you're going to get. But most people get carried away on the profit that they're going to get, and then they become, that victim of fraud. Okay, so I'm just trying to see here. uh just trying to see whether the profit really is what get me carried away. I can always tell you, at least I say Idu, it's always the profit that get people carried away. Even when people are talking about, oh, these are like, just calm down. If it's too good to be true, it's actually too good to be true. For me, I have one rule in my warehouse. Even when somebody comes, like people who come in, oh, they want to buy so many things. I always say to myself, calm down. The moment you're buying huge amount of things beyond what normally is, but I become suspicious until that deal is finalized and everything. I am suspicious from the beginning to the end. But most times, because it is at that moment of you being euphoric, of you being carried away, of you thinking about the profit you're going to make. Sometimes people have even started spending the profit that they have not made. Then you now make your own money vulnerable. The profit is not as good as the money you already have in your hand. So please, 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 at any time you're thinking investment, at any time you're thinking business, be thinking, how do I protect this money? Your business, first of all, is protecting the money. Making profit on that money is really secondary. Emmanuel Bayo says perception arising from an unconscious bias and will tend to discourage people going into be based on wrong or negative idea. Yeah, there are always some people, sometimes also when people have a bad experience, they talk about it and they try to discourage other people. There are always bad experiences. One of the things that I always say, for example, like Aliu Seidu here has said that yes, he got carried away by the profit. So that's knowledge, that's learning. If you had not gone through that process, you wouldn't learn this now. So what I always say to people, when you find yourself in a situation where you've lost something or one way or the other, just look at it as if you've paid for a course, as if you did Harvard what do they Harvard course, and that was the payment you made. So you've learned that now, and don't let it stop you in any way. Thinkers are like I said, protecting our, yeah, absolutely, protecting our money is very key. Sam Onyekwere says you make more money by investing in assets than protecting your money. Absolutely, you make more money by investing. Of course, the worst kind of investment is you keeping your money, even the ones that you put like in savings account or anything. What I'm saying, I'm not saying you shouldn't invest. Your investment is paramount, but when you are investing, you must be protecting that money that is coming in, because it doesn't make sense if you are investing and then you put that money, then you lose your original money, the money you've already worked for, then you lose it alongside with whatever profit you would have gotten. Let me give you example, Sam. Example, I have some money. Maybe I have, let's say I have 10 naira, right? And I've worked out, I've gotten this 10 naira, and I want to buy, I'm thinking of, I want to invest it. And so they bring a business deal for me that I will make 15 naira on it. But because I'm thinking, I'm focused on the 15 naira, I forget to protect the 10 naira. And then some fraudulent people will be able to come in one way. They defraud me. The 10 naira is gone, the 15 naira is gone, I lose everything. Because I never even got the 15 naira anyways. So when I talk about protect your money, I'm not saying don't invest your money. You have to invest your money. You invest your money in passive income yielding investments, or investments that we appreciate over time. So that's always key. Invest your monies in them. But you have to protect this one. You have that what you are investing in is sure, it's not fraud, it's not going to fall off, it's not going to just become a loss. So that's what I mean by invest in your money. K Park official got you will have one greater than me by the grace of God, and better than me, and that's it. Okay. Yes, Harvard Business School or MIT. So anytime that you lose money, or you made one business, don't say because of that you will not do business again, or because of that just take it as if you've taken one of these courses from this Ivy League school. What's your take on treasury bills, saying the stop rate is over 20% for 1 year tenure? Our treasury bills are safe. They are safe investments, so it's something that you know for sure your money is not going to. They will not come and give you stories. Even if Nigeria should collapse today, at least they will pay you people first before they will begin to look at the rest of us. So it's a safe kind of investment. The only thing that you also need to look about now, because it's a cash investment, is that what is the interest that you're going to get? Is the interest equivalent to inflation rate? So if you say 20% is the interest that you get on treasury bills, and maybe it matures over 5 years or whatever year it is, 1 year, whatever, and then interest rate you get, inflation is over 40%, 50%, it doesn't make sense, or 30%. You know, at the end of the day, you really didn't make any money, you actually lost. For example, you put in, you know, 1 million naira, right? 20% of 1 million naira, it's about 200,000, right? So at the end of, let's say, 5 years, they give you 1,200,000. But what that at that time, what 1,200,000 can buy is not up to what 500,000 could buy when you did your investment. So is that really invested? You might have had increase in money, but the value that the money has is not really the same. So these are also some of the things that you need to put in consideration. But in terms of safety, yeah, treasure bills is one of the safest kind of investments that you will make, and you know that your money is safe. It's not something that they will not come and you could not come and be hearing stories. See Frank. Oh, okay. Just meeting you online for the first time. You did a great. Thank you so much. And welcome everyone. If you're here, we normally meet 9 p.m. Nigerian time, also West African time, which is GMT plus 1 hour. And so, but tomorrow, unfortunately, we will not be having a meeting. We're going to be meeting on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we'll start our first book review of The Richest Man in Babylon. So every Sunday, what we do, every week we will do one chapter. When we're done with The Richest Man in Babylon, we'll pick another book, probably Rich Dad, Poor Dad, probably 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you know, probably Failing Forward. There are quite a number of books that we can pick up from. So we just go on like that, but we do this at 9 p.m. Every day, and we do it sometimes between an hour and 2 hours. So hey, welcome if you're just coming, and if you're just coming, go ahead and hit the like button. You subscribe, and you can also help us to share on this channel, which I put out videos 3 times a day. We have 12 noon, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Unfortunately, I have not put out the one of 8 p.m. today, but I'm still going to do it much later. I had quite a number of things to do, and then, well, those things are excuses anyway, and we don't do excuses. So I need to get it done as soon as I'm done. So if you're coming here for the first time now, thank you so much and welcome. Well done, Bala. It's a pleasure having you. Okay, this name is quite, I will use the Millicent. So let me start from the Millicent because the other ones are really quite long. Thank you so much for being here. Well done. Kenechi, good evening to you. Vectitude. Well, there's always a first time for everything, and that first time is now. Abdullah Sali or Sal, welcome. Sam Onyekwere says, Aisha, Nigerians in the USA see you as a legend and proud. There's no brotherhood, rise or Gary in the Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the love, and I absolutely do not take it for granted. This country is ours, and we need to do everything we can to make sure that Nigeria works for us. A Nigeria that works is for the betterment of every one of us, honestly. Like I always say to people, I don't want to help anybody. I want people to not need my help. It's so much freedom when people are not coming to beg you for food or beg you for school fees or that. Let everybody have decent life, good life. I mean, it will be we are all better off, and that's just the way that it goes. So here, yeah, go ahead, Lily Zite. Thank you so much for your kind word, and Stephen, good evening. What is okay, Vevekuve, I've been meaning to ask what it means. I did a video this afternoon. Go and watch it on the meaning of Vevekuve. I've done it. So just watch it, and you'll be able to see all the meaning of what it means and the way it is. Mohammed Ali, hello and welcome. Tohib Khalid, good evening to you and welcome. Ubanyi Samuel, it's been a long time. Untumangwe Taku. So you have a thinking emoji. What are you thinking about? Go ahead, share, ask question, and let's have that. Moses Leonard, thank you so much and welcome. Okay, Marcus says great. It's a pleasure meeting you all. Ubanyi Samuel, welcome to all of you. As we're about to round up, we have 12 minutes more. Today is going to be a short one, and the next time we're meeting, inshallah, will be on Saturday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, 9 p.m. West African time, and GMT plus one. Okay, so that's the this thing that we have. But in the meantime, I see we don't have questions coming in. Let me talk about some of the things that we've discussed before on this program. And one of them, hi Alice, how is Dubai? How is it? Are you in Dubai or any one of the other Emirates? It's a pleasure having you here. Just to quickly talk about, we've spoken about financial literacy before on this program. And by the way, go ahead and subscribe, please, if you're not already subscribed, so that you and put on the notification bell for you to be able to hear when I put out videos. So I'm going to talk about financial independence quickly in a nutshell. Fi- Okay, Miss Cherry Coco, thank you so much. As she says, everyone tap on your screen and hold and click the like button if you haven't done that. We have quite a lot of people who haven't done that. We have just 28 likes. Thank you so much for those who have hit the like button and are always hitting the like button. And the one person who just did right now. Let me just do a brief on financial independence, because at the end of the day, our goal is always financial independence, whether we are doing business, whether we are working, whatever it is. Financial independence is when your passive income can take care of your expenses. And then the question now is, what is passive income? Passive income is income you no longer have to work for, that you earn. For example, you're just sitting down, you see alert, you check, oh, your estate manager sends you money that they collected from tenants. That's passive income. You've worked for it before, you're no longer working for it. You've done video online. Maybe some people just decided they are going to watch the video. You've forgotten you did that video, and then you get some money on it. Fine, that's something. Online, you've written a book, and then you're getting royalty. Michael Jackson is still earning money on his music. He's not even alive again to even do any work, but his music is still bringing on money. That's passive income. You now ask, what then is active income? Active income is income that you know that you have to work for you to earn them. For example, your salary, at the end of the month they pay you salary. That's active income. The profit you make for your business is also active income. Although many people think that their profit from business is passive income because they own the business. No, it's still active income. You have to work for it to get it. Only when you get to a place where you put a system in place and you don't have to work for it, the money comes. That's when it becomes, passive income. You can also be a sleeping partner in a company. You invest money and they are sharing profit with you. It becomes passive income. So we say financial independence is when your passive income can take care of your expenses, and then that's how it goes. One of the things that we said you can use, one of the formula that was given in terms of attaining financial independence is what is known as ICEPIF, ICEPIF, and it was Jim Rohn that put this together. Jim Rohn said that if you want to be financially independent, that you must turn your income into capital. Then you turn your capital into enterprise. And then you turn your enterprise into profit. You turn that profit into investment. And that investment becomes financial independence. So what do we mean by income? Income could be monies you've raised, you saved from your salary, or from the profit you've made. That's the income, you have it. So you've been saving money, and that's why we talked about always pay yourself first. In everything that you do, pay yourself first. When you get your salary, take some money out, and it should not be less than 10% of your salary. Use it to pay yourself. When we say pay yourself, we don't mean that you go and use it to buy ice cream and chewing gum, or go and use it to buy phone, or use it to travel. Yeah, so ICEPIF, ICEPIF. I is for income, C is for capital, E is for enterprise, P is for profit, yeah, ISPIF, and the I is for investment, and the F is means financial independence. So when we say pay yourself first, we are not saying go and carry that money and go and buy the latest iPhone or the latest Samsung or travel abroad. No, hold on, you can still do those things. But when you pay yourself first, this money, you just be saving them. They are your savings. When they get to a certain stage, so you now have this income, you then turn it into capital. What does it mean that you turn it into capital? It means that you now want to use it to set up a business, or start a business, or do something. So that's the capital. And then the enterprise is the business itself. When you set up that business, then this is the money you are using. That's your enterprise. That's your ICE. Then P, you know that enterprise that you set up, as you are working on it, it now begins to give you profit. So that's the profit. The enterprise will give you profit. That profit, you invest it. And this investment, you have a lot of it, then it becomes financial independence. But one of the things that I would say to people is that there are people who don't want to do business. They are not interested in doing business. They don't have what it takes. First, they don't have the time or the temperament, or they don't even want to do business. But they are working. You can still follow this route of financial independence. The only thing for you in that way is that you will take out you have your I, which is your income. You will now have your C, which is your capital. You will take out enterprise. You will take out profit. Remember, it is ICEPIF. ICEPIF. So you don't do the capital, you don't do the enterprise. So you don't even do the profit, you remove that. So your income, what you do, you save your income directly, you take it down to investment. So you invest in passive income yielding investments, or investments that will appreciate over time. And so when you gather a lot of these investments, they will make you financially independent. Everybody should be aiming for. Don't allow your life to depend on your active income. You're making yourself vulnerable. As you are working, you don't have to ride a bigger car. You don't have to change your car after every 2 years, or every 5 years, or every whatever. Talked about the fact that when you want to buy something, ask yourself, is it a need or a want? I'm just recapping some of the things that we have learned in this live session. So we've done that before. The videos are there. Just check some of the live videos I've done. If you want to, you can watch and go through them. Please, can we have the acronyms tagged on the platform? So I'm having a bit of I was having a bit of network issues on my this thing. So let me go and see. I will put